John was tired. He just wanted to go home. It was late. He was working on the upper floors of an office building. The halls were empty. He turned a corner. His foot slipped. He fell. He fell through the floor. John landed hard. He was in pain. He looked around. He saw yellow walls. The floor was damp carpet. There was a buzzing sound. He was alone. Where was he? He stood up. He started walking. He walked for hours. The walls never changed. The buzzing continued. He felt watched. He was scared. He heard a noise. He turned around. Something was there. It was fast. It was gone. John was terrified. He ran. John ran until he couldn't run anymore. He fell to his knees. He was lost. He was alone. He was going to die here. He closed his eyes. He heard the noise again. It was closer this time. He opened his eyes. It was there. It was a creature. It had no face. It had long arms. It was coming for him. John screamed. He scrambled back. He had to get away. He looked around frantically. He saw something. A ladder. It was his only chance. He ran to the ladder. He climbed. He climbed as fast as he could. The creature followed. It was gaining on him. John reached the top of the ladder. He pushed open a hatch. He climbed through. He slammed the hatch shut. He was safe. For now. He looked around. He was in a garage. There were cars everywhere. The air was thick with dust. He heard a noise. Someone was here. "Hello? Is anyone there?" John called out. A figure emerged from the shadows. It was a man. He had a gun. "Who are you? How did you get here?" the man asked. John didn't know what to say. He was speechless. "I'm John," he finally stammered. "I fell through the floor. I don't know how I got here." The man lowered his gun slightly. "My name is Bob," he said. "You're in the back rooms. It's not safe here." John was confused. "The back rooms?" he asked. "What are you talking about?" Bob sighed. "It's a long story," he said. "We don't have time. They're coming." A screeching sound echoed through the garage. John felt a chill run down his spine. "What is that?" he asked. Bob looked grim. "Our ride out of here," he said. "Or our doom." They ran towards the source of the noise. A creature emerged from the shadows. It lunged at John. Bob raised his gun. He fired. As the gunshot echoed through the dimly lit garage, the creature fell to the ground with a guttural cry. John and Bob stood panting, the weight of their situation sinking in. The backrooms were more dangerous than John had ever imagined. Suddenly, the walls around them seemed to shimmer, and the air grew colder. John felt a strange pull, as if an unseen force was guiding him. Bob noticed the change too. "We need to move," he said urgently, "before it's too late." They ventured deeper into the labyrinth, the surroundings becoming increasingly surreal. The yellow walls gave way to an expansive, desolate landscape. John looked up and saw a towering structure in the distance. It resembled the Tower of Babel from biblical stories, reaching up into the dark, oppressive sky. Driven by a mix of curiosity and desperation, John began to walk towards the tower. Bob followed closely, his eyes scanning for any threats. As they approached, they saw figures moving near the base of the tower. John's heart raced as he realized these figures had no faces, yet there was something strangely comforting about their presence. One of the faceless beings stepped forward, extending a hand towards John. Bob tensed up, ready to defend, but John felt an inexplicable sense of trust. "They're friendly," John whispered. Bob hesitated but nodded. The faceless figure guided them to a massive gate at the base of the tower. John noticed an inscription above the gate. "Level 100. The gate creaked open, revealing a dark, foreboding passageway. John felt a wave of dread wash over him. Bob looked at John, his expression grim. "This is where human sanity is tested," he said. "Level 100 is not for the faint of heart." John took a deep breath and stepped through the gate, determined to find answers, no matter the cost. As they ventured into the unknown, the darkness consumed them, and the true horrors of the backrooms began to unfold. Inside, they saw a person named Ege, who seemed a bit foolish, but had food and drinks. There was an old computer in the corner. Ege warned them, "Don't type your name into it, you will be emotionally sad." As they ventured further into the unknown, the darkness consumed them, and the true horrors of the backrooms began to unfold. To be continued.